Hi, I want you to picture a leader that's changed the world. Honestly, think about it. Any leader. I guarantee you, without a doubt, some way, somehow, you thought about them for one reason. They were inspirational to you. I challenge you to find a single leader who hasn't gotten to where they are today because they've had the ability to inspire others. Leaders are change makers. And to be a change maker, you need to be inspirational. And at Ivy, we're here to cultivate leaders. I genuinely believe that every student who steps foot within these four walls of Ivy has an ability to inspire change somewhere deep down within them. I also genuinely believe that it's a shame that a lot of these students never get to realize that potential, often because of their own inability to recognize it. Look, we agree there's a lot of great courses and professors at Ivy that inspire students. They inspire them to become financial wizards or creative marketers or project managers. But there are very few courses that inspire students to become inspirational. And we need more of that. Forming leaders, specifically taught by China sites, is what students need to become leaders. It's what they need to become change makers out in the real world because the art of performing, presenting, and storytelling is the catalyst that's needed for inspiration. This course does three things that no other course does. First, this course throws you into the deep end over and over and over again. And it's really hard for most students at the beginning. Being forced out of your comfort zone and presenting in front of an entire class again and again, sometimes with zero preparation, is nerve wracking. We've even had to sing. I was so terrified when we did that. I'm sure even you would be sweating buckets going up the first person to sing in a room full of colleagues. I felt it myself. At the beginning of every presentation, my palms would be very sweaty. I would get up to speak and my head would be buzzing out of anxiety. And even when I sat back down after the fact, my body would still be shaking. And honestly, that still happens to me. But the act of just doing it over and over and over again has made me much more comfortable to present regardless. And I think I've turned out to be a pretty decent speaker. And the reason I know that is because of reason number two. We're constantly getting feedback every single time we present, whether it's in class or virtually, like a lot of our presentations in today's world are. We get feedback from our peers and, of course, from Jetta. Now, this is immensely powerful because it's personalized to each student. It's an opportunity that we don't usually get at Ivy. There is so much research out there and anecdotal experience that explains what make a presenter really resonate with their audience and what makes a leader inspirational. And being able to fill in those gaps on our own by practicing and getting feedback on the mechanics of how we do it is invaluable. I myself have had my own struggles, whether it's lacking engaging hand gestures or speaking too fast and mumbling over my own words. The feedback I've gotten from those around me has helped me eliminate some of those mistakes that would distract my audience and prevent them from really listening to and internalizing what I'm trying to say to them. And of course, the best feedback is often the one that comes from within ourselves. And that's reason number three. This course forces you to sit down and reflect, take a step back, whether it's through some of our deeper topics that we have to present about, like EDI, or the personal stories that we need to catalog of ourselves to deliver these engaging presentations, or the literal reflection assignments, or simply the awkward self-reflection when you're watching back a video of yourself and you sit down and think, do I really do that? Self-reflection is the key to success. I think Ivy recognizes this too with new courses coming out recently, such as transformational leadership. There's a stronger emphasis on taking a step back and thinking, what can I be really doing better? It's a skill that is the secret to lifelong learning. It's a skill that every student should have, and it's a skill that every leader at Ivy must have in order to become inspirational. Look, I only have a few days left at Ivy. I've finished my classes already, and I have the CNS assignment due in 3 days. But after that, I'm done. I also have an engineering exam on the 15th, and I'll be done school. I've been a student for 19 out of my past 23 years of living, and that ends in 2 weeks. Exactly. It's heavy. It's a whole identity shift. I've been introducing myself as a student almost my entire life, saying, hi, I'm Arish. I'm in this grade and in this year, and I'm studying this, and that is about to change. One thing that has stayed constant throughout my entire schooling is this focus on the intellect. The idea that every decision we make and every thought that we communicate must be rational, must be grounded in facts and figures and experiments and data. There's a strong emphasis on the logos. And don't get me wrong, it's important, it's critical. But I think schools, including universities, give us this false sense of security where they try to tell us it's the only thing that matters. While logos is crucial to making a strong argument, real change is inspired through emotion, through storytelling, through pathos. We're emotional creatures. And I don't think we're taught that. And while I do think Ivy does a little bit better of a job than other schools, through courses like LPO and professors that have worked in the real world and not just in academia their entire lives, most students still don't realize it here because they've grown up in the system that's crystallized this worldview where logos just reign supreme. And I think I've started to grow out of that worldview in HBA too, partly due to my own experiences and partly due to the leaders that I've chosen to listen to. But I think everyone needs to get hit with that reality check. And for me, listening to all the different incredible presenters in Performing Leader has allowed me to really understand what the power of being performative really is. And I think that's the best part of Performing Leader. At the beginning, I asked you to picture a leader that's changed the world. For me, that leader has always been Steve Jobs, mostly because I'm a big tech nerd, but again, it's also because I was inspired by him. I remember first watching his iPhone keynote many years ago. It's been over a decade. I was a child at the time. And he went onto the stage and introduced this new device. It was an iPod, a mobile calling device, and a web browser all in one. And he showed to open it, all you had to do was swipe across the bottom of the screen. It was amazing. Wow. And the best part is that you have the power to do it too. It was simple, but it was powerful. And I wanted that power. So I turned to my dad and he crushed my hopes and dreams because it was too expensive for us. But the point is, Steve Jobs was an inspirational leader, and not just to the consumers of his products, but to his company. He inspired change. It's not easy to make change. It's not easy to be a leader. It's not easy to inspire people to listen to you, and it's not easy to make that easy. But Performing Leader makes it easy. So I want to thank Genocides for teaching it. I'm sorry I couldn't make it to the last class. And I want to thank you, Ivy, for giving me the opportunity to take it. Don't give up the opportunity to give it to other students, to other future leaders. Performing Leader is a must-have at Ivy. Thank you.